Grace, what's the highest payment you've ever seen?
1784.
Demetrius, what's the highest payment you've ever seen?
Oh, 2100.
Sheesh. Roy, what's the highest car payment you've ever seen?
It was $1,958.
Y'all, I cannot be getting behind these $700 car payments. Every time I work on budgets and I see any car payment, even above like $600, I want to like choke on my own vomit. And before you say, Jess, the average car is like $35,000. I don't care. You don't need a $35,000 car. You want a $35,000 car. Do you know those people that get like $1,000 plus car payments and their like response to it is, I deserve a nice car? This response always gets me because like, if you think about it, like I deserve it. Wouldn't you deserve it if you worked hard to earn the money to pay for this car? Went to the bank and signed a crazy outrageous loan for an outrageous amount? What? You deserve, yeah.
What's up, Financial Hawks? It's your boy Eric, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over some more car payments, guys. You know how crazy car payments is right now. You know, I made some videos talking about this before, how wild it is out here with the car payments. But yeah, I think this is something that unfortunately a lot of people get into in terms of like paying a lot, paying high amounts. And they just like, I guess, just don't realize like the impact it will have on your finances, not just like this year, but like in the next within the next 5 years and even longer too, because you lose opportunities to spend that money within those 5 years or something else that could be making you some good amount of money. So let's go ahead and go over some of these videos. This is a guy from David Ramsey. He has some, I liked him on there, and look like he has his own channel too. Cool. So yeah. Let's see what he's talking about with these crazy loans. Let's see if we agree, disagree. Let me know if you guys got some high, crazy auto loans. I'm definitely intrigued to see your thoughts on that.
107.8 million auto loans in the U.S. right now. And the total debt amount for all of those loans adds up to $1.58 trillion. For scale, that's 1,580 times. We know that the average new car payment is $717, meaning some people are spending way more. In fact, lots of people now have payments over $1,000 a month. Your brand new car loses on average 60% of its value in the first 5 years. But don't worry, even though your car is plummeting in value, you'll still be shelling out that same monthly payment for the entire length of the loan term, which on average now is longer than 5 years. And just to be completely clear on what a whack job this deal is, after 70 months of payments, you've got a paid off car that you financed for $40,000, but you paid a total of $50,000 for thanks to interest. That's now only worth $16,000.
Ooh, he was spitting on that. First off, you saying now, man, like when I started doing car videos like this, the like average was like around 580, 600. Now it's at 717 in 2025. That is crazy. And second off, the paying over $1,000 for your car payments. If you're making like $50,000 or less, that's way too much. I say if you're making $80,000 or less, or $90,000 or less, really, paying definitely $50,000. You're making $50,000 or less, which majority of people, yeah, you should not be paying a $1,000 car payment. It's different if you're making a whole lot more money, obviously, because it's not as much or doesn't impact you as much. But come on, you only got $50,000 after taxes too. How much is that a month? And then you spend over $1,000 on that, and then how much are you spending on your mortgage or your rent? That's like all your money right there. You can't even buy any food. You can't even buy expensive food anymore. That is crazy. That is crazy how much debt it is out here right now. And you talked about a good point too about the car losing so much of their value, because the cars they're talking about right now are going to be losing all those value. I think my car, for example, I think it will retain its value a high amount because it's like the type of sports car it is. But some of these other cars right here, it is crazy. Like the electric cars, a lot of these electric cars, for example, they lose so much value with like after a year. Is crazy. I was seeing some of these Teslas over like what 60, 50K, and like after like a year or two, they were like showing up like at 20,000, 25,000. I want to say I seen something around like 18, 19 over here, but it's like, man, it was just like 50, like just like 40, and just that quick. And it was like some other ones too, like some other brands of like electric cars that it just like plummeted like super quick, like less than a year. It was like lost so much value in the car, like dang near all of it, just that quick, and they still got to pay it. You put the loan in his car, you still got to pay all that, and this car ain't worth nothing. And if you get in a crash and whatnot, then you could be really in a bad place. And that's something else some people do too. They have like that negative equity in the car, and then they get like another car and put that negative equity in that as well. So you're just paying a whole lot more. You're just constantly stuck in this negative cycle of negative equity, and you're really not getting anything out of it. So good luck on not getting hit. Next up, we got this guy. Great. Car Edge is cool. I watched a lot of their videos before I bought my car. Great advice. His dad is a car salesman. Like, he was a car salesman for like, I mean, he's at 30 years or something like that. 30 plus years. And they end up making like their own, like, I guess, car business where they help out people, kind of tell them what the car dealers actually be doing behind the scenes and all that. This is a cool father and son dynamic. I like them a lot. And their advice in their website on finding the different cars and whatnot was excellent. I was able to find exactly the car I wanted, all of that through this website right here. So shout out to Car Edge. I definitely recommend them if you're looking at, getting a car.
The worst car deal I have ever seen. All right, we'll zoom in just a second. It's for a 2023 Chevy Bolt. So when people say they hate car dealers, you have to understand why. The MSRP on the vehicle is $29,875. Then you've got Clear Pro door edge and handle guards for $700. Then you've got Express Theft Code theft deterrent thing for $700. And you've got Red Alert rear collision deterrent for $800. Then you've got Seal-A-Jet for $600, and you've got Family Link Spartan Jeep Safe Cat, that's $1,500. Then another thing for $900. Then your price is $35,000. Then there's a dock fee. Then there's taxes. Then there's the new warranty, which is $4,500. Then there's the gap, and now it's $45,000. Bro, what do you?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and that's also something too. Like, not only are after COVID, like with the car situation with the chips, we weren't able to get those, and I guess you need those for like sports cars. I mean, a lot of these newer cars, and that messed up things and everything, just went up crazy in price and whatnot. This is also something else too, these dealers, and this is something that kind of just been going on forever with them just adding on just random stuff that you don't need and you don't necessarily have to get at all. If you come into a dealership right now and like, okay, let's say y'all talking on the phone, and let's say they already give you a price. And you come in and like they're adding all the extra stuff that dang near double the price of the car, or increase the price by 50%, 40%. You can leave. You can leave if you're not able just to say like, hey, I don't need all this. I don't need this. I don't need this one. I don't need this. I don't need this. If you're not able to do that, then feel free to walk away. They are good at trying to like manipulate you, like, make you sign right now. That's like salesman, I guess, period. But you just gotta be aware. You don't need all that stuff right there. If you only have like a set price amount of money you can spend, stick to that. Even if you like that car so much, don't let them know that you like that car that much. But be content. Like, hey, I'm not trying to spend all of this. I don't need all of this. And hey, if you gotta leave, you gotta leave. Like, you will be able to find that car, again, or some type of other car. And if you just have a whole lot of money, for example, then you're not even watching this video right now because you already got a whole lot of money and it's not even a thing to you. You probably go buy the car outright. So man was speaking to the people who really can't afford all of the extra stuff, but maybe they get into a situation that they didn't know that you can like not want this, and you can like, hey, remove this one. I'm just going to leave. And if they want to sell, they can remove it. And they don't want to sell, then hey, good luck finding the next person. Next up, guys, let's go ahead and see what he's talking about here. $1,000 car payments. Man, that is crazy again for like regular people. For regular people, that is crazy. But like, again, if you got money, it's different. But for like regular people, come on now, paying $1,000 plus.
What is going on, everybody? This is Mike from The Last Corvette. So about 2-3 weeks ago, I made a video about my current situation, which is a Ford Expedition Max Limited that is up, meaning the lease is up. And we have to make a decision. And I think the decision is very simple, and that is to keep the vehicle, to buy the vehicle out, because the residual value is not that bad, especially if you compare it to what they're currently selling with, 14,000 miles, whatever that thing has on it now. And compared to obviously a brand new one that stickers at almost $92,000, that's a jump of like $14,000 on a sticker, no incentives, no rebates. With Ford employee discount, as I said, your payment on the 2-year lease, obviously just the startup fees out of pocket, is almost $1,200. And then if you go 39 months, you're at just under $1,000. And you never want to put money down on the lease, because only time people put money down on the lease is either A, they want to bring the payment down, which then choose a different vehicle. Number one. Number two, if you have a negative equity trade-in and you're trying to basically not trade up, in my eyes, that's trading down into a lesser of a vehicle, options or whatever it is, and then you have to pay out of pocket. But I read an article that really sums up and explains everything that I've been basically bringing to this platform for almost 3 years when it comes to automotive industry and obviously car sales. Average selling price, as we said, today's 4th of July, is almost $43,000. That's your average selling price. Average car, a crossover, small SUV. If you start looking in between, you're either going to find a very cheap car or a very expensive car that's in the 50s. Your average monthly payment is $730 a month. But what's alarming about the article is there was almost a 4% jump from a year ago when people take on payments over $1,000. So add $1,000 over $1,000 to either lease or buy. Leasing is very simple. If you, let's say you're paying $1,000 a month for 2 years, that's 24 grand. If you do 3 years, that's $36,000. You're just giving it to the bank and then they're going to resell that vehicle and make more money.
Okay, so pretty much he's kind of just going over the, craziness of freaking car payments. Again, I think the other guy said the like average was around 717. There's other articles about 730. So pretty much it's over $700. Again, that is wow. That being just the average. And again, you're not even counting the car insurance on top of that. So you paying just for the car insurance is probably $1,000. So let alone if your car payment $1,000, then your car insurance, man, that can get crazy. That can get crazy. But I guess the main point from this one that I got from him, or like the big takeaway, in terms of like finance, is being able to afford it and not being able to afford it. He's talking about you're leasing a car and you want to, decrease the, I guess, payments or whatnot, or I guess how much down payment you want to put on there, or maybe like how much you want to pay a month. But it's like, if you're doing all that to like to lease a car, you probably can't afford that car. So you might have to go ahead and just get another car. And you can do that, guys. But again, a lot of people like to, stunt. I like they got everything, just trying to impress everybody. But it's like, you're really just messing yourself up. You're really just messing yourself up. And really, do you want to be around people like that? If you got to always trying to impress and always trying to, do X, Y, Z. If you're really content in yourself, like, you don't have to do all that extra stuff. Like, real talk, you don't really have to do all that extra stuff. Like, if you're already doing good, maybe actually making good money and whatnot, you might not even want to be stunned that much on people, because these people go try to get you and try to steal from you and try to get your stuff. You may become way more to like the low key about it. But it's like, I guess social media is really influencing people a lot. But guys, if you watch this video, you don't have to get a car that is $1,000+ You don't want to get a car that's 700 plus. Get yourself a good 2015 Toyota Corolla. Be grooving, be grinding out here, having fun. My other car, I still got my other Corolla. I still got my first Corolla outside still. It was a 2006. So it's been 20 years now. It's been 20 years because that car came out when 2025, late mid 2005, and it's 2025 now. 20 years. The car's still driving good for them. It's still good. So get yourself a 2015. It's only 10 years. You can still be rolling. Get yourself a 2016 if you want to. Still, more newer than that and has all the newer features. And you can still be out here, living your best life, getting to point A to point B. Get into point A to point B until you get to yourself, get to your financial place that you then can spend extra money on a car and it's not going to hurt you. If you don't want to get in a place, I talked about this before in a video, you don't want to get in a place where you're paying so much on your car's payment and I guess your rent that you can never get out of that. Like you're just stuck in that and you're not able to, get that house like you want. I think the video, I actually put it on my Facebook for show too. And it was like something along the lines of like, broke people want cars instead of a house. Yeah. Broke people or something prefer having like a car over a house pretty much. And basically talking about the people who will gladly spend all the little money they have on a car, on an expensive car, versus being able to save that money, be able to invest and save that money, be able to put that towards, investing in yourself, investing in some type of career, investing in something like that for themselves. No, they would just spend that on that. And then complain about not being able to get a house. That's the difference. They're complaining about not being able to get a house. Like everything is too expensive, but you put yourself in that place paying those high amounts. So again, it's crazy out here, guys. It is crazy. Next up, let's go ahead and see what she's talking about here. She looked like she about to give us some good tea. So let's see what she's talking about.
They get like $1,000 plus car payments, and their like response to it is, I deserve a nice car. This response always gets me because, like, if you think about it, like, I deserve it. Wouldn't you deserve it if you worked hard to earn the money to pay for this car? Like, those are the people that deserve it, that can truly, truly afford it. But for you to live so far outside your means and get a car that's like way above what you can afford and say, I deserve it, is crazy. You deserve to be in debt for being dumb like that. And I'm really not even trying to be an ass, but I think it's crazy to be like, well, I deserve it. I deserve to live out of my means. Like, yeah, you do deserve to live out of your means because that was not a smart decision. That is just such a crazy thing to say. I deserve it. Like, I'm really talking about the people that say, I deserve it, and they do not have the money for it because, babes, you do not deserve it. You didn't do anything to get, you don't deserve it, but you think you do deserve it. Like, but I mean, like, in another sense, you do kind of deserve to like make not that smart of a decision and spend like over $1,000 a month on a car payment. But saying like you deserve something that you really didn't work for, you just like went to the bank and signed a crazy outrageous loan for an outrageous amount. That what you deserve? Yeah, you deserve that. Actually, you do.
All right, I think it was funny, but yeah, a lot of people are like that. Like they think they deserve the best. I've seen that before, like on social media a lot. Like, oh, I deserve to be rich. Okay, you deserve to be rich. Okay, let's say hypothetically you do, or okay, let's say hypothetically I'm listening to this argument. What about you is that you deserve this versus everybody else? When I see that a lot, like that's like one of the first things I think about. I'm like, okay, you deserve XYZ. What makes you deserve this? What makes you beat out everybody else? And like 9 times out of 10, 100% out of 10 of the people I hear be saying this on the social media, just typing and stuff out here, don't deserve it. You look at their profile, you go through their pictures, they're not doing anything with their life. They just out here just chilling, going the vibes and not doing anything but saying they deserve to be rich. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I like how at the end she talked about, yeah, they do deserve that high payment. They do deserve to be stressed out. They do deserve to almost get their car, old now. Yeah. So maybe they actually do deserve that. Maybe they deserve to get into that place where they super stressed out and not be able to do XYZ because they're not doing anything else. They're just out here complaining and just want everybody to give them things, but you're not. Nothing unique about you. Nothing about you can beat out anybody else. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I deserve to be an NBA player. Me just saying that doesn't mean anything. Am I out here, practicing every day? Am I out here shooting my threes? Am I actively doing anything? Or am I just sitting here just saying that? Maybe tried a basketball tryout. I didn't make it. But I deserve this. Obviously I didn't, right? Obviously I didn't because I would have been in it already, right? But anyway, guys, it's crazy out here. I think I like, what? I might have subscribed to her. I think she got some good content. You know what? Matter of fact, we might have to do one just going over hers. She's intimidating. Yeah, I think she makes it more funny. So yeah, instead of being super serious about getting on these people. So maybe we might do one going over some of her videos right there. I think that'd be funny. I think you guys might like that. And lastly, let's go ahead and see what he's talking about here. Like debt to income. Good. It's good to see debt to income on how much you should or shouldn't be paying on this card.
You'll never find out until it's too late. And it's the reason why you don't buy one of these before you buy one of these. Unless, of course, you care more about looking rich instead of actually being rich. Because homeowners, on average, have 40 times greater net worth than renters. And this car is going to make it a lot harder for you to buy your first home. It all comes down to your debt to income ratio, DTI. This is how loan officers calculate how much of a loan you qualify for. And it's pretty simple math. We take your gross monthly income and divide it by 2. From there, we subtract your monthly debt payments, like your minimum monthly credit card bill, your student loan payments, and yes, your car payment, which on average in the US is $734 per month. So if you have a $734 car payment, that by itself is going to lower your pre-approval by $110,000, which for some of you might not be a lot, but for many people, that is the difference between buying a house or staying a renter. So I recommend you buy a used affordable car rather than buying a new BMW so that you're not one of the average Americans that spend $330,000 on rent before they ever buy their first home. And if this information is useful, please subscribe to my page and share it with someone you.
Okay, cool. I think that's some good content there. I'm still tripping on 700 plus being the average, guys. That is crazy. When I started going over car payments on this channel, what, like 2 years ago or what? Maybe about 2 years ago. I remember doing the 500 and that being a lot for the average. I was like, man, 500, that is a lot to be the average. That is a lot. Now it's super good if it's 500 for the average person, the average regular person making 30K a year, 35K a year, 40K a year. You're doing great if you have a average for 500. That is crazy. 700 is the average now. That is crazy. God, I can't. Man, guys, like if anything, you should go ahead and just subscribe just so you can see in right here on video format, nothing edited, like I'm not gonna like come back to this video after I post it and like re-edit it like that. No, once it's posted, it's posted. Okay. Once it's posted, it's posted. We're gonna because I want you guys to see the journey with me. This is 2025. At the beginning, it's still what 737, right? 740. We'll round it up a little bit. I want to see how it's gonna be at the end of this year. I want to see what it's gonna be like in 2026 and 2027. If we already went from 500 and like in an instant, we're at 740. I would not be surprised if it gets to 800, 900 in then like the next year or two. I would not be surprised. The fact that I would not expect anything to 700 that quick. Me making videos about how high it is at 500. We're already at 700 that quick. That is amazing in a bad way. So guys, you just go and just follow the channel just so you can see my weekly or my monthly videos talking about car payments. So you guys can see the eventual rise. I may make a compilation video talking about how crazy it is with these car payments. But anyway, guys, listen to him on that. You don't need that $70,000 car right now if you want to get a house. If you want to get a house this year, next year, within like the next 5 years, at least the next 3 years, you don't need that $7,000 car. You can put that money, the extra money aside, get that house sooner. Let the banks do all their calculations or whatnot before you start, paying car payments and before you start buying extra furniture. And then after you get the house, then you can go ahead and buy that car, because you already got the house already. So yeah, now if you don't plan on getting the house in like 10 years, 20 years, and hey, you do what you want to do. But again, if you're like thinking long term, and if you definitely want to think long term, you want to make money and really survive in this current economy, just think about that. If you may want to get a house within like the next, 3, 4, 5 years, think about not spending a whole lot on a new car. If you really need a car, get like a used one. Again, get yourself a 2015 Toyota Corolla. Get yourself a 2015 Honda. Grind out here, something that's reliable, something that if it breaks down, you can fix it easy. Versus, buying this expensive car and then you're not only paying 700 plus on the car payments, you're also paying high-end car insurance. And then when those type of cars like break down, you're paying a whole lot more versus that Toyota Corolla versus that Honda. So you're spending a whole lot more money. So that 737, that's just one aspect of a lot of different things that you'll end up paying for that car. Again, remember the monthly payments that you're paying on a car, that's just one thing. That is just one thing. They're not the only thing. That is only one thing. You got that, you got the car insurance, and you got the maintenance on that car. And people don't think about that maintenance on that car. That can add up so quick. A lot of people don't understand that. I've seen videos of people buying new cars, and then after a year, they're like, "Oh wow, the maintenance on this is so much. Everything, the parts for this is so much." It's like, think about that before you get that car. Think about the maintenance. Can you? If your car broke down, can you spend an extra $1,000 right there? Extra 500 right there. Like, just think about that. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.